Hello travelers, Boardman21 here, and today's build will be the speed running Shaman, in which we will be running Avalanche and Maelstrom and Tornado, and basically a bunch of things that have instant cast or only stop you once every few seconds, so that we can run as fast as possible from the beginning to the end. Now we'll have two different sets of gear that we're wearing, which may sound like a pain in the butt to get, but one set just kind of involves a lot of uniques that give you a lot of movement speed, so that we can kind of cap out on movement speed, still have good survivability in the echoes, and then when you get to that third quest, you just swap the gear over. It's only about 4 pieces you swap over, and then you have your full resistance and such so that you can take on the boss without worrying about dying too much. Now, when you are in the speed run mode, you can have up to 212% move speed, which is the max amount that I was able to get. There are some more uniques if you really want to get rid of all survivability that you can put on, such as like the Falcon chest piece for some more move speed. We didn't go that far. We kept, our build kind of together so that we still did good enough damage to where we could kill things as we just ran past them. But all in all, with dual welding and the ability to kind of change up, having some one-handed swords on the offhand, we were able to get some good movement speed out of it, and our speed run has gone to the next level. Alright, let's go ahead and get into the skills. For skills, we're running Tornado, Summon Thorn Totem, Summon Storm Totem, Avalanche, and Maelstrom. For Tornado, we have this set up to give us move speed, to cast some lightning, to cast orbs. It's also set up to be an insta-cast skill. So we have 1 point in Charge Storm. This will make your Tornado cast lightning every 2 seconds. 3 points in Lasting Storm so that the tornado lasts longer, 2 points in Debris so that the base damage increase. This increases the mana cost, but mana cost is one thing that's no longer a worry as a Primalist because of the Summon Thorn Totems and the ability to regenerate just massive amounts of mana on their proc. 1 point in Churning Orb so that Tornado now casts a Storm Orb. 1 point in Trail of Storm so that that frequency is 25% faster. 1 point in Aspect of the Storm, so that after you cast Tornado, for 2 seconds you'll be granted Aspect of the Storm, which gives you 10% increased movement speed. 1 point in Storm Dorvish for some attack speed and cast speed. 1 point in Swift Wings for the storm to last 30% longer, which makes your 2 seconds churn in to about 2.6 seconds. 4 points in Hurricane, so that you have a chance to double cast, but you can no longer pull. 1 point in Eye of the Storm, so that you no longer cast additional tornadoes. Yes, that seems like such a conundrum of 5 points wasted. This also attaches the tornado to you, so that it will follow you, and so you have 100% more base damage. But this way is the way you have to go if you want to turn it into an insta-cast skill. With Snapgale, just 1 point, you are now able to insta-cast it. It gives it a 4-second cooldown and increases the base damage by 10%. And 3 points in Storm Soul will reduce that cooldown on it and give you some more base damage, so that the cooldown is now 2.3 seconds and the buff lasts 2.6 seconds, so you have a 100% uptime of that 10% movement speed, which is really all that we wanted out of it. For Summon Thorn Totem, we have this set up to have a chance to freeze enemies. It also gives us all of our mana. We have 4 points in Forested Expanse, 4 points in Eternal Forest, 1 point in Grove Mind, 3 points in Memories of Edera. This is what gives you all of that mana back. So you can have 5 Thorn Totems when it procs, and you'll have idols that allow it to proc on hit for free. And when you have 5 of them, when they die, or when they're unsummoned, that means that you get 12 mana per Thorn Totem, which means 60 mana in total every time that you basically proc it, and it gets rid of the last 5. So that's a lot of mana, and having it proc quite often, especially with how many different skills we have that are doing hits and constantly going out and hitting lots of enemies, especially like Avalanche, which has a big AoE, you're going to be getting lots of mana back as soon as you start hitting mobs. So you can even start your runs in negative mana, and by the time you get in there and hit a few mobs, you're already going to be at full mana. We have 3 points in Teutonic Wisdom for that mana efficiency. You don't need a full 3 points here, just 2, just to unlock the Venom-tipped Thorns, and then work our way down to Ice Thorn Totems and 1 point in Frost Attunement, so that your Thorn Totems are now basically Ice Totems. They have a chance to freeze, and their freeze rate multipliers increase 5% per point of attunement that you have. These are also minions, so the amulet we're wearing, the Forcemos amulet, gives minions more freeze rate multiplier per stack of chill on the enemy, and since we're going to be running lots of chill and cold skills, it's going to definitely increase the ability for your summon Thorn Totem, especially since there's 5 of them, to freeze some enemies for you. For summon Storm Totem, we have 2 points in Static Field, 1 point in High Voltage, and 4 points in Storm Rider. This is where a lot of your movement speed comes from. If Storm Totem hits an enemy and shocks it, you will get 40% more move speed for 4 seconds. Now, the other thing is, we're converting this so it's not shock, it's going to be chill, and it's going to have almost 100% chance to chill on hit, which means you're basically going to have 100% uptime of that 40% move speed, as long as Storm Totem has enemies around it to actually be hitting. We have 4 points in Lightning Raider, 2 points in Storm's Reach, 1 point in Direct Current, 1 point in Blizzard. This now converts it into a cold blizzard, so that has a blizzard around it. This will chill enemies around it with a 25% chance each second. 3 points in Icicles, 2 points in Chill to the Bone, so that the hits have a 40% increased chance to chill. On top of all shock chances converted to chill, there's another 20% here, and then you have a little bit of effect for the chill. But you're looking at 60% plus the 25% is a total of 85% chance to chill on hit, which means you're going to pretty much chill within 2 hits, and you're going to have lots of hits going off with Storm Totem. So you're going to always have that 40% movement speed, which is what we're using it for. For Avalanche, this is our cast and forget. Now this can't be turned into an instant cast, so you're going to have to stop for a second to actually cast this. But it has an 8-second cooldown, so it's not super often that you have to do it. You'll stop more times for the Storm Totem than anything else. The other skills will all be instant cast. Maelstrom's instant cast, Tornado is instant cast, and then the Summon Thorn Totems is just a proc, so you're not even casting it, so you don't have to worry about it. We have 1 point in Mountain Peak, 1 point in Precision, 1 point in Wild Path, 3 points in Unyielding Storm, and 1 point in Hailstorm. And what these do is it no longer makes it a channeled skill. It's now you cast it, it lasts for a duration, and it follows you where you go. And it actually follows you for like 7.6 seconds, and it has an 8-second cooldown, so you almost have 100% uptime of it, and you only have to cast it once every 8 seconds. We have 3 points in Intensity, so the boulders come down faster, 2 points in Stormfront, so there's more boulders, 1 point in Elemental Bond, so there's a chance for a boulder to convert to a Rock Elemental, which is just a little minion that runs around, does a little damage, 2 points in Grounding, so that as long as you have a totem active, you do 30% more damage with your Storm Totem. 3 points in Dead of Winter for that freeze rate multiplier, 1 point in Frost to convert the entire skill to cold. Any additional stun chance you have with this skill is now added to the freeze rate multiplier, and 1 point in Frost Touch for a boulder to have a chance to leave behind frozen ground that chills enemies every second that walk on it. And then for Maelstrom, we have this as an insta-cast. It'll cast some lightning, gives us some dodge, has a chance to chill, so it's basically everything that we want. We have 3 points in Whirlpool, 3 points in Sleep-Footed for some dodge per stack, 2 points in Calm for some mana efficiency, 5 points in Arctic Blast for 200% freeze rate multiplier with it, 1 point in Sudden Gale, so it's now an insta-cast skill so you don't have to stop to cast it, 1 point in Arctic Chill, 2 points in Turmoil, 1 point in Power of the Storm, so as long as you have 6 or more stacks, which you'll have all the time, you'll cast Lightning at an enemy every second, and 2 points in Energize so that you can hit up to 3 targets with that Lightning every second that you have 6 or more stacks of Maelstrom up. For passives, we have 25 points in the base Primalist class, with 8 points in Natural Attunement, 1 point in Harmony of Blades so that you can dual wield, 5 points in Hunter's Restoration, 6 points in Wisdom of the Wild, and 5 points in Elder Branch. We have 9 points in the Beastmaster with 8 points in Ursane Strength and 1 point in Boar Heart, and 77 points in the Mastered Shaman with 8 points in Shamanic Infusion, 1 point in Silent Protector, 1 point in Ligonian Wrath, 1 point in Fate Carver, 5 points in Ancestral Speed, 10 points in Windbringer, 5 points in Hailbringer, 5 points in Shattered Heavens, 10 points in Heroine's Path, 4 points in Eternal Storm, 5 points in Protective Circle, 1 point in Dervish, 1 point in Rhythm of Thunder, These 2 points you don't need, you can definitely mix them up. We were going to go for the Thunder Strike, so that when we use Swipe, when we get to our enemies, we'd have a chance for some extra lightning. However, we just decided not to spec towards that. 1 point in Elemental Shrine, 6 points in Swirling Maelstrom, 8 points in Ascendant Circle, 3 points in Lagan's Answer, and 2 points in Conflicts. If you take these 2 points out, definitely put them into Lagan's Answer, so that you have a 40% chance whenever you cast the spell to cast lightning at a nearby enemy. For items and idols, we have 2 types of idols that we're wearing. One is going to be a percent chance on hit to summon a Thorn Totem with a suffix of increased cold damage per active totem. The other is percent increased cast speed for totems, so that this will make your Storm Totem hit faster, so that you're more likely to get more hits out and get the haste from that much quicker, with a suffix of increased spell damage if you have an active totem, which you'll always have active totems as long as there's mobs around and you're summoning Storm Totem anyways. You can intermix these. I tend to go with like 2 or 3 of the percent on hit to chance to summon a Thorn Totem, because the more of those that you summon, the more your mana will stay full and you won't ever have mana problems. If you go down to just 1 idol of these, you tend to run into some mana issues. If you haven't seen enough mobs, or if there's no mob density, you just won't get enough procs of the Thorn Totem to actually keep your mana full, and we're very mana intensive right now, so I would definitely start with 2 or 3 of these, and then just as you find them, or as you find better idols, switch them out, see how you like it. Against a boss where you're always attacking and there's only one mob, say like Abomination, having at least 3 of these on is probably the best bet to keep your mana full. For items, we have 5 uniques. Now, we are running 2 different sets of items that we're going to go over here. There's the set for speed running through the echoes, and then another set to make you tanky when you get to the 3rd quest echo and need to do a boss fight. So for our uniques, we're wearing the wing guards because these give you haste for 1 second on hit. There's a percent chance of that. You do enough hits that you'll pretty much always have this active as long as you're hitting mobs around. We're wearing 2 arboreal circuits that have an implicit of movement speed and have an actual fix added of percent increased movement speed. They also have a chance whenever you get hit to create an illusionary tree that takes all the taunt from like 3 screens away, so you never have to worry about getting hit. So they definitely help with a little bit of survivability while speed running through the echoes, but they give you a huge boost of speed. We also have the Viper Tail, as it also comes with some poison on hit, slow on hit, things like that, and a dodge rating to kind of help with your survivability a little bit. There is also another unique, the name eludes me at the moment, but it gives you some movement speed. You can definitely switch it in and out with that and get another 9 to 10% movement speed. For the other ring, we have another arboreal circuit. You know, movement speed is huge. For our offhand, we have a shard of the Shattered Lance, and what this does is whenever you kill a rare or a boss enemy, you gain Destiny for 15 seconds, and that gives you 20% more multiplicative speed. So just throwing this in the offhand means that whenever you kill a rare, and there's plenty of rares through echoes, you're just going to have a huge amount of speed boost. And then we have the Frozen Ice, which gives you a bunch more freeze rate per stack of chill. And then you also have minions that gain a huge amount of freeze rate per stack of chill. So when an enemy has 3 stacks of chill, your minions can get up to, I believe it's up to 900%. Yeah, they can get up to 900% more freeze rate, which means that your Ice Thorn Totems and your Storm Totem are going to have a huge chance to actually be freezing the enemies for you. And then for our crafted items, an Ice Wolf Pelt Helm, which has attunement, set fizz, increased cast speed for totems, and percent freeze rate per stack of chill. For our chest, we have Wild Armor, which comes with movement speed on it. We have attunement, dodge rating, freeze rate per stack of chill, and cast speed for totems. For our main hand, we have a Prophecy Wand, which dropped with tier 7 freeze rate, which was huge. You can get up to 570%. We kind of got it on the lower end, so we went ahead and stuck with this. It has a couple of other things we don't want, like the minion physical damage. That's definitely something that we wouldn't want in that slot, but the freeze rate is huge, and it definitely helps with our ability to freeze the enemies. And it's a Prophecy Wand, and it came with a huge amount of adaptive spell damage, so it worked really well for what we wanted. However, I would change the minion physical damage to spell damage, which would definitely work much better for it. But again, an exalted item, you don't really have a choice on that. And then for the boots, we have Heoborean boots with attunement, dodge rating, 10% increased dodge rating and move speed. And then for our relic, we have a Staying Tome with attunement, freeze rate multiplier, health, and elemental assist. For the items that we put on, we basically want to cap our resistances and just get a bunch more health. So that's all that we put on these. I'm just going to hover over them, but basically you want to make sure that you have 4 total set fizz and set necrotics. So we put it on our relic, put it on our boots, we put it on the belt, and then our rings have 1 of each, just kind of to make sure that we get a lot more health and that we have our capped resistance. So when you go into a boss fight, you're going to be able to, you know, tank it and survive through it and not just depend upon your movement speed.